What's up, chat? In this box might be the world's rarest PS2 memory card. But to understand why I think that, we'll have to go on a journey that started 4 years ago.
Now is the time for everyone to stop non-essential contact with others.
It was a very different Britain that woke up this morning.
Heightened states of emergency across the nation.
The breaking news, stay at home. That is the order tonight from 4 state governors.
Japan was one of the first few countries to have confirmed coronavirus.
Australia has activated an emergency plan to deal with the outbreak of the coronavirus.
Like most people at the time, I stayed inside. And to occupy my time, I was playing some PS2 games. And then I needed a new memory card. And of course, like everyone else at the time, I did some online perusals. Rare, the listing said. Official, the listing said. $5.99, the listing said. Nice. And I got this. An 8MB memory card by FujiWork. It has a unique feeling about it. These ridges just make it look a little different, and it has space for a lanyard if you were to carry it with you. At the bottom it has a recess to have maybe a label of your choice. Just a nice little cute designed PS2 memory card. But little did I know at the time that this small purchase would be the catalyst for one of the most epic quests I've ever been on. A little history lesson. FujiWork are a Japanese technology company whose purpose is, and during the time of the PS2, they developed the Memory King 2 line of products. Much in the same way of today, where you have companies such as Hori making peripherals for the Nintendo Switch. During the time of the PS2, everyone wanted a piece of the action. And who could blame them? The PS2 was massive, everyone was jumping on board. And so did FujiWork. Not only did they do memory cards, but they released some interesting looking controllers, and some cables and other peripherals. But for this story, memory cards. Anyway, let's get back to the story. With it being 2020, everyone was buying and selling. And just a few months later, in June, I found 8 more. In one listing for £20. For just £20, I found another 8 FujiWork memory cards, and I was ecstatic. And I thought to myself, well, there can't be many more than this, surely. You may as well get a set. Well, I was wrong. There were more. Whimsically, I scroll through eBay for all the searches you can think of. FujiWork memory card, PS2 FujiWork, PS2 memory card, MagicGate memory card, and eventually I find this. Gunmetal. And there we have what I thought was a complete set of FujiWork memory cards. Well, that's all I could find, but how could I be sure? Rather foolishly maybe, perhaps? I scramble around the entire internet trying to find more information. Morsels, Reddit posts, random articles, Google pages upon pages, click after click, to see if 10 was the complete set, because how could I be sure that there wasn't any more? But the trouble with online images, the colour in the images often doesn't reflect that of real life. And I saw some listings, and just in case I purchased them, because the photos made them resemble different colours. Obviously not though, but they're my doubles, so that's cool. And I also found this troll of an image. This UK company saying they had a different looking white one in stock for £14.99. They didn't. And this Play Asia listing for a pink one that also wasn't available. But this Play Asia website links to an official website that 404s. How do we visit old forgotten websites? The Internet Archive. And my thoughts and my fears were confirmed. There were definitely 3 more official FujiWork memory cards. As a special event, FujiWork designed 3 memory cards that one could print out images for and apply them to the front of, so no stickers were necessary for customization. And they also released some images too to accompany them, like Malon-chan, a cute chestnut doggy, and this 3D girl named Miyuki, and some landmarks photographed by Hiroshi Ono. During my original research finding these cards, it turns out what I've been referencing was an older version of the page, and these two missing links were later filled with more artwork, such as these Yoshiyoshi Kozukari illustrations, and these listed as original illustrations. But now with this confirmation, I knew what was left. That was it. All I had to do was find these three. So I set up some eBay saved searches. I was using websites such as Sendico and Buy.e to try and find them, while also looking at other cool stuff. 1 month turned into 1 year. 2 years, silence. 3 years went by. Nothing. But then, June of 2023, the MagicGate opened, and an eBay saved search hits. Licensed PS2 MagicGate memory cards, 8 megabytes, Fujiwork, Hori, Kotobuki, many styles, and I opened my email that alerted me. A multi-listing. I hate these, but I scroll down, and there is Sora. Well, the listing said it was baby blue, but the official colour name is Sora, which is Japanese for sky. By this time, 3 years had passed. I would only check Sendico once a month, but I would keep my eBay saved searches up and check those every morning. But after finding this, I felt invested, and I got a hit on Sendico. A listing for 2 memory cards. An auction. Now look at this card, it's not exactly in the best shape or condition, but there it was, and here it is, Momo, which is Japanese for peach. 1 to go, baby! Along this path I picked up various other Fujiwork memory card things, including some complete new unsealed ones. Just to say I have one, and just to see what they were like when new. The PlayStation 2 Memory King 2. That was a phrase I used often in my searches. This is the king of memory. Fujiwork Co. Limited. Yes, these are officially licensed PS2 memory cards. They're using the PlayStation official logo there. If you can read Japanese, I'm sure that would be a treat for your eyes. These are remaining sealed and are part of the collection. But you'll notice one card is missing, and eventually the wave of commotion after finding these two eventually settles to radio silence. I had a routine. Check my emails in the morning for saved eBay searches. The odd decent price listing here and there, but not what I was looking for. Once every few weeks I'd check Sendico and Buy.e. These white ones are particularly annoying. They're so common, and I have one, but obviously the one I'm looking for is also white. A few weeks ago I'm talking to a friend. They're going to Japan asking if there's anything that I'd like, and I'm reluctant. Because if these cards are so hard to find, telling more people might just give the game away as to how rare they possibly are. But I open up, I explain in great detail all the differences and the similarities of the final card I'm looking for. But October had just rolled in, and now it's time for my monthly search, my regular deep dive into the entire internet to try and find even the smallest of morsels of information about the cards, let alone finding the elusive last one. Let's scroll back a moment, a couple of years, and I also found this troll of an image, this UK company. I didn't know at the time, but that was my ticket. This wasn't the first time I've done this, but I click the image and I click related photos, and Google, bless their heart and soul, deliver it to me. A new image of milk. My finger hovers in anticipation over the mouse to see something new. 4 years had gone by. I click, and I find it in Indonesia. Tokopedia. I find out that this is basically Indonesia's eBay. Do I have any friends in Indonesia? How am I going to get this? I don't know. But look at these words. Some of them make sense, but most I can't make out. Kek deskripsi? Save PS1 game. Do I care? Do I care? At this point, do I care? No, not really. Give me the card. how to buy from Indonesia. And I do some research, aka read some Reddit posts, and I stumble upon the glorious folks at IndoForward. For a small fee, they can promise to get me anything off Tokopedia. By the way, if you're a game collector, you should check out Tokopedia. It's got some interesting little foreign oddities there, if you're into that sort of thing. But I don't have the spare money right now. But I want it now. Hi ma'am, thank you. And so after 4 years of searching, hunting, from Japan to Indonesia to me, this box contains Miruku milk. Yes, I'm still speechless of being able to have this in my hands. I'm very shocked and surprised I was ever able to find it, and it's complete as well. Like, there is my complete set of Fujiwork, PlayStation 2, Memory King 2 memory cards. So I guess the question to ask now is, does this work on the PS2? Or do I just have a shell? Let's find out. Funnily enough, the IndoForward page is capable of translating the Tokopedia page, but Google Translate is not. He said it's been opened before, but it is still taped shut, so I'm not sure if it has been. A sense of emotion came over me as I held this in my hand. It has a sticker on the back. DVGS. No idea what that could be. Let's go into the browser and pop it in. It is a PS1 memory card. How strange. A regular PS2 memory card looks like a PS2 memory card. Well, at least I have the shell. So that's it. That's how I caught my white whale and completed the set. But the analogy of waiting for a bus and more turning up springs to mind. Because while collating images for this video to tell this story, I found 2 more in Indonesia again. Oh, what's going on in Indonesia? I have a theory, we'll get into that. And in this box could be 2 more of the world's rarest memory card. Yes. Yes. There are 2 more. Which I had to get, because if this one is just for the PS1, and if these things are as rare as I think they could be, then these are definitely worth me having, especially as someone who has collected all of the Fujiwork memory cards, in my opinion. So my theory with how these came to be was that someone saw this sold, and they had 2 in their own collection, and these were listed for a higher price than this from a different seller, and I bought them immediately. Once again, Google Images found me these. Nice. I doubt it would be the case that they are all for the PS1, but you can never know. Very complicated to open without breaking the seal. That one's PS1 as well. What? Are Indonesians getting scammed out of memory cards? Or am I? Well, the final one, the 3rd one, no sticker. PS1. This is odd. Let's try and play a PS2 game and see what happens to it. Nope. This warrants further investigation. So, they do only say PS1 games. I have some theories. The major one in my head that still supports the conclusion that these are still official is that maybe there was a problem at the factory and they put the wrong internals inside and were later recalled. However, some may have still made it out to market. That's one possibility. Another possibility is that I've been scammed, or someone got scammed along the way, but to have 3 different ones from 2 different sellers, it's a bit strange. I'm going to take this apart now and see the internals. I am going to go through the DVGS sticker, which I believe this seller tested the card first. And I wouldn't put it past one person to change the internals, but for 2 different people, the other 2 were sold as working, so there we go, that's the internal. And let's look at one of the doubles, the gunmetal. Oh yes, look, the internals are completely different. This one's actually Samsung. These could also just be fake, that's another potential. But the print quality is so good, I'm not sure. I mean, the print quality in that is so good. I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying it seems unlikely. They may have taken the internals out and used them elsewhere and then replaced them with PS1 ones along the route. Because that says Fuji work on it. This one doesn't say anything. I'm gonna have to do some snooping on this. Anyway, these actually slide open, which is a really nice feature. There's embossed silver flecks in the white, so I don't see why anyone would fake that. I think they're too good to be fakes. Well, nothing's on here for the number on the PCB, which is 090-031000410. So while the internals are fake, I don't think the card itself is. Another theory in my head right now is that someone took them out of the factory, got the cheapest internals they could so they would work, and then sold them on, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, I would very much like to see if the internals of the pink one match one of the doubles to find out if I can just swap them over and still claim this to be a complete set. This one's Toshiba, but the flecks, they line up as well on the special editions. So, and this one's Samsung, so that's good news. Knowing that the baby blue sky is Samsung and this is Toshiba, looks like they got their chips from different factories as and when they could. So I could be lying to myself. These could be fake. In my opinion, it's genuine. Something weird just happened along the way. Somehow these internals ended up inside these cards. For some reason, I don't know. What could have happened? They took the internals out of these to put them in official PS2 memory cards, because traditionally they are worth more, and then replaced them with these. But that's it. That is it for this story. My quest is over. I hope. While finishing this script, I checked Sendico again, and there's another baby blue sky available, and I won't be getting it. And I found this milk one on eBay America. Like and subscribe.
But wait, there's more!